Aiden, tell me a story.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everybody out there, you guys. Hey y'all, it's Aiden. So, the holidays are a magical time, but as I've gotten older, I've realized how much they change, especially when the people who made them special are no longer with us. Today, I want to talk about how my family traditions have evolved over the years, the loved ones that I've had to say goodbye to, and how I've learned to hold on to the spirit of this season, even when everything feels so different. Picture it. Kingsbury, Texas, 1996. So a normal holiday season for me looked kinda like this. Thanksgiving was usually done at Grandma Donna and Nanny's. We would gather around, we would have lots of homemade rolls and turkey and ham and a lot of great desserts. They would probably put on the game and watch football, which I was never here for. And then we would play several rounds of Skippo or other games. Grandma loves Skippo. Then I'd go back home to Seguin and call it a night. There were several years where I did get to spend it at home with Mom Peggy and Grandpa and Grandma Mary's, and I even got to spend a few at Grandma Loopy's for Thanksgiving, which was so fun. Getting to experience all these different cultures, because wealthy white people versus poor white people versus Mexicans, all very different standards of Thanksgiving. I feel like in terms of food quality, it was Mexican, poor white people, and then wealthy white people. But those wealthy white rolls, oh, they did it. They hit the spot. And then for Christmas, it was a little more chaotic because, as you know, I was raised by all my grandparents, and so I bounced around to a lot of places. It was either the day before Christmas or the day after Christmas that I would go to Grandma Loopy's and get to see her and experience all, and get to give her my gifts and get to get those gifts from her and get to be with her during that little Christmas time. Christmas Day, I would wake up at Mom Peggy and Grandpa's and we would open presents. Have a great little moment there. Then we'd take the trek all the way to Austin, and from Seguin to Austin was about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on traffic and everything. Christmas at Grandma Donna and Nanny's was so much fun. We had so many games. I feel like there were so many times where, oh God, especially as a kid in the early 2000s at Grandma Donna and Nanny's, you had to be there. Always so many presents. And as kids, we lived for it. We would sit in a big circle as a family because they had a huge living room. Huge. The Christmas tree was an 8-footer, a 12-footer. It was huge. I think we would each go around opening one present at a time, which was really cute because we all got to experience the joy with each other. And then there would usually be some kind of family games as well. My favorite is the saran wrap ball. We're doing that again this year. We are. That is so much fun. And 9 times out of 10, we would spend the night there. And I don't know, the feeling that I had as a child going to Grandma Donna and Nanny's was so magical because we would primarily go there on holidays. And that was such a nice breather compared to a lot of normal life of the Aiden Martinez. And I am so forever grateful for those moments. We also had the Maddox family Christmas that we still do to this day. It's been very different throughout the years. A normal one for that would be we go to some kind of hotel, we would rent a room. Each year a different family would decorate for the Christmas party and set it up. They would be the host of the party. And I loved it when we got to decorate because we decked it out. The holly halls were decked, I would say. Naturally, we'd have a white elephant. We'd all get to mix and mingle with everybody and have a grand jolly old time. We'd get to just catch up on life, experience things like being together that we didn't normally get to experience regular schmegular times throughout the year. The kids also had a lot of presents. It's just so great being a kid. Oh, I miss it sometimes just for those gifts. And then the magic of Christmas slowly died. It was me moving up here to New York that made me really grateful for the times that I had in Texas with my family during these holidays. The very first year I went home for Christmas and for Thanksgiving, and also on that very first Thanksgiving I went home, I did come out to my Mexican side of my family. So if you want to hear that story, let me know. But come the next year, I stopped going home for Thanksgiving, and I really have only went back once or twice in these 9 years for Thanksgiving. I tried my hardest to always go home for Christmas. Last year I did not because Grandpa was sick during the last like 6 months of the year, so I was there a lot, and I was there during Thanksgiving. So I was like, I need to work and pay these bills. These bills need to be paid. And then I believe in 2019, I did not go home for Christmas as well. I don't know why. Whatever. But I went home every other year other than that. But as these years went by, and I slowly realized like life is changing, and every year I went home, things were just a little different. My nanny eventually got dementia, and that was not a fun situation. So we eventually stopped having Christmas at Grandma Donna and Nanny's, and that was sad. That was sad. That was like an ending. That was like a door closing on my childhood, losing a little bit of the magic of Christmas that I knew and I loved. Christmas, I loved Christmas. It's still my favorite holiday, but I really loved it back then. The loss of that little bit of magic really was a bummer, but that's a part of growing up. People around you have to die. Nobody can live for forever, and it's an unfortunate reality for sure. And selfishly, I do wish that everybody could live forever so that we could keep a lot of things the same. But realistically, I know that with that doesn't come growth. And we need growth, or with that comes very slow growth. And we need growth, because if things would have stayed the same from my whole childhood until now, oh my God, I would be such a different person. I'd be so sad. I still remember the last Christmas at Grandma Mary's, which is Mom Peggy's mom. She had wonderful family gatherings. I don't remember that many games. Mom Peggy, Grandpa, and I would normally just pop in and pop out. I'd get to spend some time with Grandma. I'd get to spend some time with my cousins and my aunts, my uncles, and then we would move on. I still love those little moments because it was a part of the magic of Christmas. And these last few years at Grandpa's as well, it's been kind of sad and bittersweet because things have been so tumultuous. You'll find out that I just learned that word. Because these last few years have been so tumultuous for him with Mom Peggy's passing, obviously. And it's just different. It's just so different. Maybe a part of it's because I'm an adult now. I no longer see things through my child eyes. I see them through the eyes of reality, and just how it happens and how the cookie crumbles. Maybe it's because not everything is meant to stay the same. I'm meant to find other kind of magic in this new reality that I have been blessed with. The only thing that remains the same is Grandma Loopy. She still has her Christmas tree every year. She still has presents, and I will never take that for granted, because one day I'm not going to have that either. And that's going to be very sad. But I am so grateful that I'm able to be in this moment and embrace every bit of my Grandma Loopy. Also, my Maddox family Christmases have been different. These last few years, we've done them in restaurants. And while I love being with my family, it's so uncomfortable being in a establishment where there's other people there eating, and there's people waiting on us, and it just feels like we don't have the freedom to take up our space and be ourselves and let our hair down. We no longer have, these last few years, we haven't been playing Christmas games. We haven't been giving presents to the kids like we normally do. We haven't had our homemade family meals there, and snacks and stuff, and side dishes and desserts. It's just been, we show up, we talk to the 2 or 3 people around us, we eat our food, we try to do a Christmas exchange of some sort, and then we move on and we hug each other and call it a day. But that just seems so whack It's something that we can control. So this year, Mom and I discussed it, and they were gonna have it at a restaurant, but we were like, let's rent a room. So we are getting everything together. We're getting the sides together. We are getting the food together, and we already rented the place so that we can have a Christmas again that we used to know. At least try for it, right? Right? Why not? I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least we tried. But I'm going to have so much fun decorating that room. Me and my bestie, we're going to get in there and decorate it up. So Nanny, God rest her soul, she was a cold woman. She wasn't the most lovey-dovey, the most touchy, the most talkative. She was very to herself, but I know she loved me, and I am so grateful that she was here, because without her, I wouldn't be here, obviously. And her and Grandma really worked some magic in that kitchen on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those rolls, I cannot stress to you enough, those rolls were so good. So good. And she would always give us money on Christmas. Nanny came from money. She was wealthy. And I'm grateful for that. And that's benefited my mom a lot. It was nice to have a little bit of spending money as a kid and as a teenager, because it came in handy. I didn't come from wealth. I didn't come from a family of money. My immediate family did not have money like that. Nanny was my great grandma and lived hours away from me. So I did not financially benefit from that relationship. She was my grandma, my great grandma. She was my nanny. I never really called her grandma. I called her nanny. After she passed away, that's when things really changed. Same with Grandma Mary, Mom Peggy's mom. She was the glue to our family, at least that side of the family. Mom Peggy's siblings and her have very different mindsets. They are very conservative and Republican. And Mom Peggy has me, a gay son. So she had no choice but to love me. And their relationship was so rocky, and grandma was a liberal. She was such a liberal. She loved me so much. She supported me. She shouted from the rooftops how much she loved me. I love that woman. Miss her. Miss Grandma Mary so much. But yeah, after she passed away, they didn't really have Christmases, or at least we weren't invited, and parties like that were just so rare and, well, non-existent, at least for me. And that's something sad, because although we didn't always see eye to eye on a lot of things, I do love them, but they're my family. They may not be blood, but they're my family. I grew up with them. These are the people that I love. It's sad to me, and it's different for sure. And I don't necessarily like the difference. I understand it. Like I've said time and time again throughout this, I understand that things have to change for us to be able to grow and become who we're meant to be. But I miss it. I miss those family gatherings. Those were fun moments, memorable, joyful moments throughout my childhood. And decorating for Christmas at home with Mom Peggy and Grandpa in the background watching TV and the news. Those moments I miss as well. I always had such a blast getting that house ready for Christmas. It just felt like a bomb went off. Bomb of holiday joy and magic blew up in the house, and that is something that I miss. One year I bought a black Christmas tree, and I called it my Lady Gaga Christmas tree, because I decorated in silver and white ornaments, and it was gorgeous, I must say myself. Mom Peggy was disgusted, but I was like, we're having a black Christmas tree. So many memories decorating the house for Christmas with Mom Peggy. She really filled my life with so much joy. And I know I just dedicated a whole podcast to her. So if you haven't seen it, go listen to it. Because she was a strong, tough cookie. She went through a lot. But she was filled with so much love. And I think that's where a lot of my joy for Christmas does lie. Because yeah, life can be rough and tough and stressful and not fun and overwhelming and exhausting, and adulting sucks. But the magic of Christmas is real, and there is a peace and joy to it that comes every season, and that is magical. That is moving. That is addicting. And so I get it. I get it. And I hope to one day have a family of my own to be able to share and pass along these beautiful memories with and these beautiful traditions with. And I am so excited for that. Speaking of that, there's new things I do now. Like, I get to go to my sister's and with my niece and get to experience Christmas with them. Several years I've popped into my brother and my sister-in-law's, and I get to be with my nephews and nieces there, and I get to experience a little bit of Christmas with them. I still get to visit Grandma Lupe. Like I said, I still get to have those moments with her and my family and get together like that. My Maddox side, the Maddox family Christmas parties, they're different, but they're still going on. And these little bits of magic are what keeps me going and keep me sane and strong. Oh, I didn't even talk about the best part of Christmas, our theater Christmas parties. Always a blast, always fun. I have gotten messed up at those parties one too many times because if there's a fun little fact, theater kids can throw down. Okay, so many games, so many drinks, so many substances to have. I do not encourage or endorse people using substances to have fun, but I did it and I had fun, and I'm grateful for every moment. Even that one year where I was making mud angels. Don't judge me. Here is my Christmas tree. If for those of you just listening, I'm holding an orange sparkly Christmas tree with little ornaments that I've gotten throughout these years. One tradition that I do try to keep up with is getting an ornament each year to signify something or another, because that's something Mom Peggy and I did throughout my whole life, is just get an ornament per year. It really helps keep the magic of Christmas alive, and I aim to continue that because I love a good retro mix match Christmas tree. It's beautiful, it's nostalgic, it is life. And it's okay to grieve the way things used to be, but it's also important to embrace what the holidays mean to you now. I still try to go home every single Christmas. I'm going home this year. I'm home now. I filmed this before Christmas, but I'm home now celebrating it with my family and friends. So follow me on TikTok. You'll probably get to see a little bit of that. But I'm just so grateful for every bit of this life. I mean, come on. How many times... How many people get to experience so many different Christmases and so many different traditions and still have some of them today and still know enough to be able to carry it all with you for the rest of your life, right? I'm grateful for that. So I have a question for you. What's a holiday tradition that you still hold on to? And are there still people who you hold close during these holiday seasons that make it magical for you? What's something that sparks your Christmas holiday magic and fills you with all that love and joy and peace? Let me know. Leave it in the comments. As always, if any of this resonated with you, please like, comment, and share this with somebody who sparks a little holiday magic for you. I am so grateful for y'all, per usual, and I am excited for this journey and for this new year. Next week is January 1st, the new year. I will be posting another podcast. I don't know what the topic is going to be. Maybe it'll be about TikTok ending because I am really nervous about that. But I am excited for this journey for 2025. It is something that is scary because, well, politically, you don't know how it's going to go. There are alien drones coming out of the oceans, and I would like to laugh and be like, oh, he's crazy. But, like, there's literally alien drones coming out of the ocean because nobody knows what they are. I'm just grateful for how this year ended, and I am so happy, so lucky, and so blessed to be able to be home celebrating this time with the people I love the most. And to all of you, I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope Santa brought you everything that your heart desires. I love you so much. Merry Christmas! Happy New Year! Happy Kwanzaa! Happy Feliz Navidad! To whatever holiday you celebrate during this time, all I hope for is that you have warmth, love, and family surrounding you. And if not, know that I love you. Know that you are worthy of having all these things, and know that one day you will be able to celebrate how you want with who you want, period. Until next time, thank you.